And we welcome you live to the Mustang Corral here at Edgewood High School, Ellettsville, Indiana, where tonight it's rivalry night. The Owen Valley Patriots make that 10-mile trek down State Road 46 to take on the Edgewood Mustangs. Glad you could join us for Edgewood Mustang basketball on Smithville Sports. Alongside Jeremy Nutter, I am Nick Jenkinson. And Jeremy, Owen Valley comes in 14-6, Edgewood 3-17. But when these two teams meet, you throw the records out the window.
Yeah, I've had the same experience to these girls whenever I was playing soccer, and we won 2 games all year, but we played our rivals up north, and we ended up beating them in sectionals. So, I mean, you never really know whenever rivalry comes into play because anything's a possibility.
Yeah, these two teams have met several times over the last several years. I mean, you look at the series history since 2001, Edgewood leads 16-17. They've met 9 times in the sectional. They've also met 3 times down in the Eastern Green tournament over the years. Owen Valley put Edgewood out of the sectional last year, 51-24, and they also won the regular season meeting and Spencer 60-37. But as you know, it can always change. Like I said, both these teams are hyped up for this game, no question about it.
I mean, whenever you play a rival, you always want to beat them. It does not matter because you get bragging rights for forever long until you play them next. So it's always an important game and always one that you want to win for sure.
As we're going to get ready here for the national anthem.
The 5th graders from EIS, directed by Mrs. Bruns.
The Edgewood 5th grade choir, great job by them. And now it's time to look at the starting lineups. We're going to look at Owen Valley first. They're going to go at 1 forward with Kristen Harrington, a 5, Kristen Richardson, a 5'8" sophomore, number 34. Michaela Miller is 5'6" and a sophomore, wears number 15. Deja Drake is 5'9", senior, number 22. We'll talk about her a lot, Jeremy. She's going to Huntington University, an NAIA school up north. Abigail Harrington is 5'6", a senior, number 30. Logan Richardson, 5'8", senior, number 44. Owen Valley coached by Trace Temples, 55-18 in his 3rd year. 3 winning seasons. He was 18-7 in 2016-17. Last year, 23-5. With a sectional championship. They lost to Danville 63-42 in the Class 3A regional championship game. As we're looking at Edgewood, you see Carly Sherfield, 5'5" freshman, wearing number 10. Shelby Anderson back in the starting lineup, 5'5", junior, number 11. Allie Spear comes off a double-double last week against Brown County, 5'6", junior, number 22. Taylor Minnick, a 5'6", sophomore, number 23. And then Trista Helms, a 5'9" freshman in the middle, coached by Kurt Simic. 3-17 in his first year at this school. into school, but he's no stranger to this rivalry. He's been an assistant at both Edgewood and Bloomington North. On both the girls got in boys' side, so he knows Owen Valley pretty well.
Yeah, and what you just said there too is pretty key. A lot of seniors for Owen Valley, a lot of younger girls for Edgewood. So we'll kind of see how that plays out and see where the desire comes in. Because whenever I was a senior, I wanted to win every game because it could have been my last. And so with these girls here playing with their senior year, they're playing for everything. So we'll see how they do tonight.
Owen Valley controls the tip, and right away Owen Valley misses the shot, but controls the rebound, and now Deja Drake is going to run the offense for Owen Valley.
Yeah, we'll kind of see how much they rely on her tonight. She has been averaging about 15 points per game, so with that amount of productivity, we'll see how much they go through her and play through her tonight.
That's going to be a foul on the Mustangs, and they're going to send Owen Valley to the line quickly.
Foul on Anderson.
That's going to be on Shelby Anderson, her first, and the team's first. Logan Richardson, number 44, 5'8", senior. And she misses the first one. Again, Owen Valley won both meetings last season.
And whenever you look at this Edgewood team, with them only winning 3 games this year, ending on a high note in the division would really help them out and really help them going forward next season and be able to produce more and just have more experience and come back wanting and ending up winning more and being able to increase their standings.
Yeah, Edgewood's going to finish at the bottom of the WIC East. They will play in the 11th place game either against Sullivan or West Vigo. Sullivan and West Vigo playing tonight, so the loser of that game will be facing Edgewood a week from tonight in that crossover matchup. There is Taylor Minnick driving through traffic. She draws a lot of contact and will get an opportunity at the line.
Not seeing too much plays being done here. It looks more like, try to find an open lane and go for it so far. That's what I've been seeing out here. Not many plays run so far, so we'll see if it ends up starting to slow down the pace and start doing more plays in order to get more points on the board.
Taylor Minnick at the line, and she is able to knock them both down.
Richardson, her second.
And they're going to give Kristen Richardson her second personal foul, so that's key early on for Owen Valley.
Not even a minute.
And there is a shot for Owen Valley missed. Allie Spear with the rebound. Picking up where she left off last week against Brown County, where she crashed the boards early and often. Ended up with a double-double. Nice cut to the basket as Spear will get to go to the line.
Yeah, it's, before the game, whenever I was looking at the records and looking at all the stats and stuff, the way that Edgewood's beginning in comparison with Owen Valley is kind of contrary to what you see on paper, which is kind of interesting because, they're young and maybe they haven't had experience with rivalry games, so that may be a plus, a help for them.
Katie Ferris is going to check in as Kristen Richardson's going to go out with 3 fouls in the first quarter. 6:48, not even a minute and like 20 seconds into this game, and she's got a set.
That's an impressive in a bad way, I do have to say. That's something that you definitely don't want to see from Owen Valley, and something that is just not good for their team at all.
As another miss by Owen Valley. As there's a foul here. I think the scoreboards, they're still trying to get the scoreboard straightened out because I've got 4-0 and the scoreboard has 3-0. So there is Edgewood. As it's taken away, this is Abigail Harrington, and she'll go coast to coast.
And this game is a good game because they're able to come back. I think it's their first week back, so you don't have much homework yet. You just kind of come back and can focus on the game a little bit. So you never know in their preparation if they had more time and more focus that they could put on this instead of maybe schoolwork or other things that may happen later in the year or previous semester.
As Trista Helms misses the shot. Allie Spear with the rebound and misses again, and Owen Valley comes up with the rebound.
She's been everywhere.
And had a double-double again last week against Brown County. Missed a lot of last season with an injury and has really come back this year and played very well. Allie averages 5.8 points a game, but she's been able to stay healthy this entire season. I know that's huge for this Edgewood team. Kaylee Meyer missing tonight because of illness, and I know for a senior that has got to be hard because that's, you give your left arm to play in this game, and she must really had to be sick today to not be able to play. So Richardson misses both, or misses one. It's 4-3, Edgewood leads. Shelby Anderson gets it to Minnick, to Helms, over to Anderson, and she's able to get the bounce, and Edgewood is up 6-3. Shelby Anderson's first two, averaging 5 points a game, just playing her 10th game of the season after missing several games due to a stress fracture. Deja Drake.
We haven't really seen her take over at all like we were expecting, which I think is interesting. She hasn't played exactly a key part now. Yes, she makes the three.
And as you say that on cue, she hits a big three, and it's tied up at 6. So I think asking you shall receive is Deja Drake must have heard us up here, and she hits that big three, and now a steal by Owen Valley. This is Harrington, gives it back to Drake, and they're going to call the foul before she passed it up.
And down there, you want to stop the play and get them out of their rhythm, but sometimes, maybe a little bit of wind gets in there, and the ref ends up calling the foul. You never really know what happens. So we'll see kind of how this game's called too, and see if harder fouls are called as much, because in some games you see, that would be called, and in other games it's not.
As it's taken away by Edgewood, Shelby Anderson. It's going to step back, launch a three, and it's good for Shelby Anderson. That's her 9th three of the year.
Took a note out of James Harden's playbook right there with the step back or joke.
As Edgewood leads by 3. Owen Valley running offense. Deja Drake guarded by Minnick. This is Logan Richardson. Katie Ferris back to Drake. Going to throw up a runner in the lane. Too strong. Trista Helms, and then taken away by Katie Ferris as she is able to score.
That was some heads-up basketball there. That was some hard playing by
senior, taken away from the freshman. Anderson, another step back off the mark this time, and the rebound by Michaela Miller. Now Abigail Harrington's going to set up the Patriot offense. As this game goes, this crowd will fill in as Richardson just throws up a shot. Spear will get called for the foul.
This is her second trip to the line already in the game, as we've seen.
Foul on Spear, her first.
A foul-heavy first quarter.
4 fouls for both teams. First on Allie. Logan Richardson at the line as she knocks it down. 2 of 5 so far. And then we're going to see Janelle Pace come in for Edgewood as Shelby Anderson's going to take a seat. One more for Richardson. And she's able to hit. She's got 3. And Owen Valley's in the lead by 1. Carly Sherfield gets it. Got to get some help. Deflected out of bounds. It will be Edgewood ball.
It looked like the play that they're running, depending on which side she chose, is which side they would start running on. So that was an interesting kind of concept of a 1-and-4 kind of setup, and we'll see kind of what happens here with any plays that Edgewood runs.
Looks like Owen Valley going man right now. Trista Helms going to take it to the basket, and she scores. She averages 7.1 a game coming into tonight. I think she's improved as the season's gone along.
Yeah, and hopefully you see, more and more
as Abigail Harrington hits that three.
You just see young players get better and better. As we talked to Coach a few weeks ago, and he was talking about how they just don't make their shots. As the year goes on, as they continue to develop, you make your shots, you get better, you understand, where to shoot, when to shoot, and you just learn more about the game, and you're able to end up contributing more to the team, which is always nice for the coach to have somebody, growing all the time.
As, Kurt Simick's been impressed with this. We got a lot of freshmen in the program this year. The JV team has done very well this year as well, picking up a couple wins. The JVs played last night against Owen Valley over in Spencer, and we're able to win. So it's a program that's building for the future and got a lot of pieces that are going to be key down the road, as they only lose Janelle Pace and Kaylee Meyer next year to graduation. And that is a foul on Edgewood. That's going to be on Janelle Pace, her first, team's fifth. It's interesting early on because we're probably going to see the foul line come into play here with both teams 2 away from going into the 1-and-1. Deja Drake.
Yeah, and you always hate to see it because, it ends up becoming a much longer game and a much more tactical game after that, and there isn't as much free-flowing play as there is. Is there not yet another foul?
As Katie Ferris got the pass inside from Drake, and then Helms admits the foul, and that's going to be 2 on Trista Helms, as Kurt Simick wants a 30-second timeout here with 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. As you said, Jeremy, it's going to be a tactical game as you look at Kurt Simick, and that's what he's probably telling his team right now is, look, this game is going to be
It's going to be free throw practice.
A war of attrition, free throw practice, where Edgewood really does struggle on the line. So far, they're doing well tonight, but again, free throws come into play for Edgewood, and we'll see how they do. So far, so good, but I mean this is going to be a grinded out battle as you see the foul. 6 for Edgewood, 5 for Owen Valley.
We still have another quarter to go.
Another quarter to go.
On the line for 2.
As one more, and Owen Valley will be in the 1-on-1. Katie Ferris, 5'7" senior, one of several seniors on this team, and she hits the foul shot. Now we're going to see Daphne Ehrman come in for the Mustangs, wearing number 15. Just her 6th game, yet to score in a game, has missed the last couple weeks due to concussion symptoms. And Ferris will hit one more. She's got 4, and it's a 4-point lead for the Patriots. Again, no Kaylee Meyer tonight for Edgewood, out sick. So that's a key. You're missing 7.5 points a game from Meyer.
And a senior, too. I mean, you can't count out the leadership whenever, you come into games like this, or really any game for that matter, where there's, a little bit of experience for this very young team. As you see that a senior ends up going down and scoring for the other team.
And they're going to wave it off. They're going to wave it off and say it was the foul was before the shot, as Trace Temples would love an explanation for this. That's going to be on Taylor Minnick, and that is going to send Owen Valley to the line. But it is now the 1-and-1, the 17th foul on Edgewood. So where they originally said no call, Deja Drake will get to the line. So far, 3 points tonight. Has been a 4-year starter for Owen Valley. And I can guarantee you that the Edgewood fans and players are going to be happy to see her graduate.
I've been on a few teams where, you always have a player or a whole team that is so much better that you just do not want to play them anymore.
And they seem like they're there for more than 4 years. It seems like they're there for 8 or 9. Or
See, every time we play them, it seems like they're there, and so it's finally good to have a little break and have a fair game. You know, if you could put it like that, and be able to compete evenly.
As Janelle Pace hits the basket, her first 2 of the night, she had 18 points coming into tonight, averaging 1 point a game. Under a minute to go. Owen Valley up by 4 as Kendall Drake, number 3, Deja's younger sister, into the game.
I was just about to say about how tight they're playing defense down there. It seemed like they were really, really on top of them, which in this game is going to be dangerous because they're going to end up having 20 fouls by the end of the second quarter now.
As that's the 8th team foul on Edgewood, and Katie Ferris back at the line. She knocks it down.
And this could be the decider. If one team, ends up packing up the fouls, and then, Owen Valley or Edgewood or whichever team doesn't do that, they may have a easier time to win because you get all those free throws and not giving the other team any chance to shoot any free throws. A lot of stuff can happen from that.
Taylor Minnick with the shot. It is short. Rebound to Kendall Drake. She will give it to Abigail Harrington. Give it to Deja Drake. Nice pass inside Ferris. Too strong. And Allie Spear with the rebound. Here comes Edgewood down 5. Harley Sherfield going to set it up.
Just nothing. She can't see anything down there from Owen Valley. And as they're trying to trap now and pressure this young team into a mistake.
And there was the shot by Pace, missed it, and as you see, Owen Valley very active on defense. They got to get a shot off. Taylor Minnick going to fire it up. It is over the basket, and that will do it for the first quarter. Owen Valley leads by 5 here on Smithville Sports.
Welcome to Technology Powered by Smithville. Let our welcoming and friendly staff help you with your technology needs. Stop by to get Smithville Cellular Extra plans on the latest devices. Get routers and tech products at great prices. Plus, if you're a Smithville customer, you can pay your bill and change services. Come see us at the Clear Creek Crossing Plaza or check us out at smithville.com/technology. Technology powered by Smithville, Bloomington's communications and tech store.
We welcome you back to the Mustang Corral here at Edgewood High School, Ellisville, Indiana. There you look at the Owen Valley Patriots huddle led by head coach Trace Temples as Owen Valley leads Edgewood 18-13 as we start quarter number 2. Glad you could join us for Edgewood Mustang basketball here on Smithville Sports. Alongside Jeremy Nutter, I am Nick Jenkinson. So far, Jeremy, it's been Owen Valley getting to the line, and now they're gonna play out this second quarter at least in the 1-and-1 for the whole time.
And I'm going to go out on a limb and predict that we're going to have a very free throw heavy quarter here, a lot of stoppages. And so, sit back, relax, because it may be a long quarter here.
Yeah, the boys' game to follow 20 minutes after this one. They may be waiting for a little more extra, depending on the free throw shooting, how many times the teams get to the line. There is Katie Ferris inside for Owen Valley. She already has 7 points, and it's a 7-point Patriots lead.
And you see this play has been the only thing that Edgewood's used as Coach Simon calls a timeout.
Yeah, he didn't like something, and he's going to call a 30-second timeout early on here.
He may want to change things up because it looks like Owen Valley's pretty comfortable with them playing that offense and can pressure them pretty easily and force them to make mistakes. Because I mean, if something doesn't open up on that first kind of initiation of the play, then things just don't seem to happen for Edgewood.
Yeah, as you see, Kurt Simic, he's sitting there really getting after his team, really always instructing as they come back out on the floor. Again, Edgewood's already used 2 timeouts. Owen Valley still has all 5 of their timeouts remaining. Edgewood's got to get this in. They do with Allie Spear to Daphne Ehrman. Urban's going to get it to Spear. Inside through traffic, too strong. Rebound to Ferris.
Good defense played by Owen Valley, keeping their hands up, not leaning in or anything to stop a foul from being drawn there.
Kendall Drake is in, number 3. Older sister Deja Drake, Abigail Harrington. Gonna baseline jumper is good. She's got 7 already. Owen Valley already getting a big effort from Ferris and Harrington, with Drake with 5, Logan Richardson with 3 as Harrington knocks it away. Can't save it, but here comes Kendall Drake. Up to Abigail Harrington as Deja Drake has it stop and pop and in and out for Deja.
That was an exciting sequence right there. You know, the ball flying everywhere, and Edgewood keep it going, draw a foul.
Minnick gets it inside the Spear, and she's called. Go to the line. As Allie Spear will get to go to the line, it's going to be on Kendall Drake, her first.
And one
Team
foul
6.
away.
And one foul away from Edgewood going into the 1-and-1. As Allie Spear will get one more. Spear on the season as she hits both. Struggles from the free throw line, but is able to knock them down here as Mallory Love, number 20, comes in, replaces Spear. 15-22, Owen Valley leads.
A lot of picking from Owen Valley on the last sequence of plays. So they switched it up a little bit and decided to do a bit of a top weave play and ended up being successful with that.
That is what Deja Drake does. She drives to the basket, and she has got her 7th point. As Carly Sherfield gets on the board with her first 2 of the ball game. She's got a twin sister, Claire. Older sister, Erin, played for Edgewood a few years ago. As Drake knocks down the 3-pointer, and I've got a feeling, Jeremy, she's going to start heating up right now with a 10-point lead.
Yeah, she started off, as we talked about earlier, didn't really say her name much, and now she's really getting into the game and into her play and being able to hit down shots a lot.
As they gets the Owen Valley bench up, and now we're going to see, or that was Claire. Oh, so Claire hit the basket. I was mistaken. Claire Sherfield hit the basket. Now twin sister Carly comes in to replace her. So, you know, gotta love the twins. Trying to keep them apart with numbers. Owen Valley had a set of twins a few years ago. The Gonzers, Heather and Nicole Gonzers, who played at University of Indianapolis. As Drake knocks down another 3. They were on the Owen Valley team that went to the state finals in 2009.
And that was a beautiful catch and release there. And, you know, just shows that we'll probably see more of that tonight.
As Janelle Pace gets her 4th point of the night, but it's an 11-point Patriots lead. And here, Deja Drake, Katie Ferris. Nice shot from the baseline for Katie Ferris. And she will now go into double figures.
And Deja Drake's really been creating more. She doesn't seem like, you know, as you would normally think the star player who's a ball hog. It's more of the player that creates and scores, but then also passes when needed and draws players and ends up getting players open, and she finds them, and that's really big to have on a team.
You know, the star player on the team always makes the players around them better. You know, they're always better because of that player. And Deja Drake definitely is showing the unselfishness so far in this game. Setting the screens as I'm watching her against Minnick. Ferris, too strong. Chased down between Love and Miller. And it's going to be a jump ball call, possession arrow with Edgewood.
Number 20, Allie Spear in for the Mustangs.
That's going to, Allie Spear is going to check back in for Edgewood. Again, you have Trista Helms on the bench already with 2 fouls. As they got to get it in.
And you wouldn't think though that with one team with 8, another team with 6 fouls that there is a lot of people with a few, but it ends up that it kind of spread around. So at least not a couple good players are getting fouled out or getting taken off for the amount of fouls they have, which makes the game better.
Carly Sherfield misses it. Owen Valley in control by 11. Michaela Miller guarded by Love. Just throws up a shot, no good. And then Drake loses it out of bounds, and it will be Edgewood basketball.
Another thing we saw in that possession is that, it always baffles me. I never played basketball in high school or anything, but it baffles me how much, you pick up your dribble. It always is confusing because, you don't want to kill yourself up on the top of the key or anything and not being able to move and just kind of keeping you stationary, but instead always having that mobility option is very important.
Or when you put the ball on the floor as you get a rebound and then go back up, or when you get the pass inside and you put the ball on the floor and then, you should just go up with it. But so that's another thing that sometimes baffles me. But Michaela Miller gets the foul. That will be the 7th, and now Edgewood in a 1-and-1 as Taylor Minnick is at the line, and Minnick hits.
Yeah, get the lawn chairs out, the sweet tea, and who knows what else.
Don't forget the popcorn.
And the popcorn.
That's always important. Popcorn, you can't go without popcorn for basketball.
It's going to be quite the half here.
Taylor Minnick able to hit them both. She's got 4 tonight. Inside Ferris, nice pass from Drake. And I think that's one thing Edgewood has struggled with all season, as we've seen over the last couple of games, is that interior, being able to stop teams on the interior.
And you kind of wouldn't be surprised with that, since a lot of them are freshmen, so they're not exactly the strongest, players on the court, or the most experienced, so they know how to use their body in a way to block people off. But, you see out there where, Kendall Drake was unguarded for, a good 3, 4, 5 seconds, and Edgewood had to end up recovering, and Coach Simic is over here lighting them up.
Yeah, Coach Simic not happy at the moment as Alex Spear gets her second foul, and now Deja Drake at the line. A senior 4-year starter headed to Huntington University, play at the next level. She has given all the teams that Owen Valley plays fits over the years. They had another player, Peyton Catarini, who played last year or graduated last year, who was also a double-figure scorer, and they were a 1-2 punch for the last 3 seasons.
And you just see the desperation there by Edgewood, just trying to get something, and they are not able to get anything. But Coach Simic's got to get in there and help them out, because Owen Valley right now is very much in control.
Trace Temples calls a 30-second timeout. It's hard to believe, Jeremy. We're down to Edgewood's only got 3 games left after this. They will play Eastern Green on January 15th. The WIC crossover is January 18th, and then they will close it out with senior night against Bloomington North. Edgewood's wins this season come over South Putnam on November the 8th, West Vigo on October 30th, and they beat Riverton Park 63-55 at the Eastern Green tournament. Owen Valley, their remaining schedule coming up, they will have the WIC crossover next week, and then they will be at home January 22nd against White River Valley and January 24th against Washington. Owen Valley 3-1 in the division, and they will likely play for 3rd place next week. Cloverdale is 4-0, Owen Valley 3-1, Indian Creek's already 3-2, Cascade 2-2, Brown County 1-4, and Edgewood 0-4, as both Brown County and Indian Creek have completed their division play, as Drake misses the 3 and Spear has the rebound. Janelle Pace, too strong. Michaela Miller with the rebound. Minnick on the floor with Miller. It's going to be a jump ball. It's going to be possession arrow with Owen Valley.
And there you saw it Edgewood, what they're trying to do now, I guess, is really attack on the counter, not really giving Owen Valley a chance to set up in their offense and get their guarding ready, and they're pressing a little bit more coming out of that timeout.
As Mustangs still down by 12, a minute and a half to go here before the break. Stay tuned. We'll have a halftime feature for you. That was tipped out of Pace's hands, and now Mallory Love drives to the basket. No good, and then Drake takes off, has the headband off, and is going to bring it up the floor.
Back there she had a chance to emulate Steph Curry with a finger roll, and I'm kind of disappointed she didn't.
But she's going to show the mid-range game and is able to knock it down. And this lead is 14.
I also want to kind of give a shout out to the student section with ESPN Sports Center over there. I think that's a smart move, and in the guys' game tonight could be very useful.
And definitely get ready as Spears shoved Miller off. No call. Owen Valley fans not happy with that one. And now Trace Temple's telling his team, let's slow it down and work for the last shot. Harrington gets it to Drake. Jump stop. Nice pass in the lane to Ferris.
Like I was saying earlier, she finds people. She drew out the defender from down low and left the low post open for the basket.
She is not only a scorer, but she really gets her teammates involved. As the shot by Love is going to count. And that will put Edgewood at the break as we look at the highlights from early on. And it's Deja Drake for Owen Valley knocking down the three. Shelby Anderson step back three, as you said, kind of the James Harden. And then Katie Ferris just rips it away from Trista Helms. And then Trista Helms, who's in foul trouble, gets to the bucket. But it's Owen Valley. Abigail Harrington knocks down the triple. Inside, Janelle Pace scores for Owen Valley. But Deja Drake headed to Huntington University, leading the way. Headband, no headband, she can do it all. Passes it to Katie Ferris. We're at halftime. Owen Valley 39, Edgewood 25, here on Smithville Sports. We welcome you back to the Mustang Corral. Great halftime feature on Reese Tanner, by the way, an Owen Valley graduate. So he's happy that his Patriots are on top of the Mustangs, 39-25 as we get ready to start the third quarter. Glad you could join us for Edgewood Mustang basketball here on Smithville Sports. Alongside Jeremy Nutter, I am Nick Jenkinson. And Jeremy, it has been Deja Drake and Katie Ferris leading the way for Owen Valley. But Edgewood, balanced effort so far. And it's not over yet, even though they're down 14.
Yeah, and like we were talking about, during half, they're 8-8 from the line, which is, not usual for them. So that's a strong point for them. It's something they could definitely build off of this half, because it's really important to have a good free throw line percentage, because that can win you games. I've played in a lot of pickup games or other games that, that little points here and there, and then in organized ball, whenever free throws matter. And so it's kind of important to have that edge with the free throws.
As we get ready for the third quarter, by the way, Owen Valley 9 of 14 from the line to start in the first half.
With the ESPN desk there in the background, starting off right.
Yeah, get Bristol on the phone because we may have some top 10 plays coming in the boys' game. Shelby Anderson with the three, no good. Here comes Owen Valley. Deja Drake one-on-one, and she just scoops and scores.
And you see a full court press coming out from the half, which is very aggressive. And I've seen more and more as I've watched high school basketball this fall and then in the winter. And it's kind of surprising to me how often it's used, but most of the time it's effective for a little while until the offensive team is able to break it apart.
Drake with a block. Trista Helms. Nice move for Trista Helms, and she scores, but she goes down, and she's slow to get up.
something with the knee definitely happened on that fall.
Edgewood cannot afford any other players to go down as Helms goes down again as Richardson draws the foul, but luckily Helms is able to get up. I think they're going to get her out just to check her out. That's the third on Trista, team's first. Going to send Logan Richardson to the line. She had 3 points in the first half. All at the charity stripe, 3 out of 6 for Richardson. She is able to hit that one.
Number 15, Daphne Ehrman, in for the Mustangs.
Daphne Ehrman's going to come back in, and Helms is going to sit. Ehrman, the junior. And it's kind of that next girl up type of mentality tonight with Kaylee Meyer not able to go because of illness. Ehrman's a girl that you got to rely on because Helms is foul trouble and the fact that, you know, she's coming back from a concussion. So, you know, Kurt Simics is trying to find any combination at this point, and he's going to rely on the junior to help.
I remember a while ago whenever the Lakers ended up not having enough players to play, and that kind of is not the situation necessarily for Edgewood, but it's kind of where, you know, you're just pulling people that you need because you just need people in there to play, and they'll gain experience and hopefully grow from that.
It's a predominantly young team for Edgewood. Anderson's got to get it in, and then Deja Drake just steps in the passing lane and takes it.
And that was a freak out play whenever Owen Valley was able to seal and control all the players on the floor, and in the end run a beautiful play, I do have to say. Deja Drake ends up getting the basket there.
Deja Drake, just nice cut to the basket, nice pick and roll play for Deja Drake, and she's now got 20 points as you see the double team and forces Carly Sherfield to turn it over.
They have very effective right now. Owen Valley pressing on the inbounds, on defense. They're just all over Edgewood and do not seem to be slowing down.
And that's a nice backdoor and finish, but Drake can't finish it, but she gets her own rebound, passes it off to Kristen Richardson, and she gets her first 2 of the game, and this lead is 20.
I'm not going to lie. I looked over there for a second and was expecting a dunk, so I know I didn't expect that later, but definitely a dominant play by Deja Drake.
As Drake commits the foul on Taylor Minnick. That is her first, team's second. Girls can dunk in basketball. I've seen it done. I saw a highlight earlier this year where a girl in Colorado dunked in a game. So it has been done before at all levels. Shelby Anderson going to fire a 3, and she hits her second one of the night. Lead is 17. Anderson with 8 for Edgewood. There is Richardson. She misses. Pace, the rebound.
I think she was expecting a foul there on that play back there, but here we go. Let's see what Edgewood can do out of a more controlled environment.
It's going to be Minnick guarded by Drake. Anderson going to fire opposite corner. No good. Pace with the rebound. And then off of Kristen Richardson, it will stay with Edgewood. We're going to see 43, Kara Clark into the game for the first time, replacing Janelle Pace. So just looking for any combination they can at this point. Shelby Anderson gets it into Kara Clark. Gets it to Carly Sherfield. Anderson taken away. Here comes Owen Valley. Harrington. Inside Miller, too deep on the baseline. Out of bounds will be Edgewood ball.
Yeah, and again, that was a very, very pressing offense as well. You know, driving down, trying to find that pass down low for a quick bucket. And, you know, definitely something in the locker room at halftime that coach was talking about, and they're executing.
Patriots ahead by 17, approaching 4.5 to go here in quarter number 3. There's that double team. They're going to get it out and try to work it around. Kara Clark down the lane. Too strong. Rebound Harrington. Up ahead Drake. One-on-one with Minnick. Minnick's going to shove her. And Drake will get to go to the line.
I was more scared. One of our cameramen down there, if he gets hit, that's not good, but I'm glad that everybody's okay and ends up getting to the line.
Yeah, Clemente Torrado manning that camera down there. We're glad he's okay, and the camera didn't fall, neither did the tripod. Deja Drake at the line. He's got 20 points, makes it 21.
And I saw her, a few minutes ago coming down after she fouled one of Edgewood's players with a smile, and she's kind of playing in that mindset now where she's just enjoying it because they're about 20 points ahead, and so they can just kind of enjoy it, press, do plays like that where they just strip all of a sudden because these Edgewood players seem shell-shocked almost.
There's Drake, shot about the 3. Michaela Miller going to take it, too strong. Rebound and 1 for Kristen Richardson.
Basket by Richardson.
And in rivalry games, you never want to let up, so I do not expect Owen Valley to let up at all on Edgewood as the game continues.
No, I've seen it where a team doesn't have a good year, and I've seen it where Edgewood's won by a big margin, and they don't usually let up. So that's for sure.
I tell you always in rivalries, you want to make that other team pay. You don't want them to have any hope. You don't want them to have any fun. You just want them to lose. And so that's definitely a theme here tonight that we'll see in both games.
As boys game will follow, Richardson misses. Edgewood's boys have a long winning streak against Owen Valley. They'd like to extend that as Drake has the big block.
It's the first time we really heard down there from the Owen Valley student section a big roar for that block.
Yeah, you'll get to hear in the boys game. They'll go back and forth, that's for sure. Shelby Anderson going to fire the 3. It's no good. Battle for it, last touch by Kristen Richardson. It will be Edgewood's ball. And
that seems to be a play that we've seen a few times where she just kind of floats out around or tries to get a little open and jacks it up and see, if she makes it or not, which hasn't been terribly successful.
Taken away. Here comes Deja Drake. Looking up. Harrington, 3 on the way from the wing is no good. Tapped around. It's going to be a foul on Edgewood. Kristen Richardson will go to the line. And now you see, as you get to see Trace Temples, he's got Drake and Richardson over there instructing, or Harrington instructing. As that's Kara Clark's first.
Maybe we'll see some more plays now, some more run plays, but, it could be just direction on how to execute better on the fast break. Honestly, you never know in these games what the coach could be telling them.
As Kristen Richardson gets the second foul shot, lead is 21 for Owen Valley. Again, these two teams are in the same sectional, so they could meet up again. Owen Valley put Edgewood out last year in the sectional, and I know they would like to probably do that again. I think it's nothing better than to end your arch rival season.
I've done that, twice for sure, and it's such a good feeling to do that. You're able to play against your rival, and each time I played against them, we would lose in the regular season, but we would win in the postseason and end their season, and it makes you feel really good and fuzzy on the inside for sure, and it makes you feel like you really accomplished something, and you're able to hold it over them. And I was a senior, so I can hold it over them forever. We never lost against them in the postseason, so some of these girls are going to have the same kind of mentality.
There is Deja Drake, the senior, just crosses over and just does it all. She has completely taken over this game, as a senior expects to do, as Taylor Minnick gets the basket. Again, Edgewood Just a couple more games left before the sectional. Eastern Green, the crossover next week against either Sullivan or West Vigo, and then Bloomington North to end the regular season. Drake inside, Ferris can't get it to go. Drake chases down the rebound, going to put a 3 up in the corner, too strong. Rebound by Anderson. Up ahead, Clark gets the bounce and will go to the line.
Basket by Clark. Clark on the line.
So Kara Clark gets to go to the line for
Foul on Richardson.
Edgewood.
Number 12, Claire Sherfield in for the Mustangs.
Kara Clark is only playing in her
And number
7th
19,
game
Taylor Miller in for the Patriots.
and has scored just 1 point coming into tonight. And that was at the line. She was 1 of 4 coming into tonight as she gets her 2, misses the free throw, and now Deja Drake with the rebound. There is Drake in the lane, too strong, rebound, fouled, and will go to the line.
A little bit of padding your stats there, you know. You gave me that. You gave me in seeing the stats beforehand for Deja Drake, and well, it's probably only going to go up from here. You know, I bet in every stat category she's definitely done better than her averages so far this year.
15 points a game for Drake coming into tonight. She rebounds at 3.8, 2.9 assists, 3.7 steals, 1.8 blocks. So, I mean, she does everything. She does everything that you want a player to do. I mean, she's a complete player and, you know, headed to Huntington at NAIA level. And I think they are going to get a heck of a player in Deja Drake. Love back in the game. Pace, in and out. Spear with the rebound. It's going to be a foul on Owen Valley.
And Owen Valley, they're just really controlling Edgewood in their defensive play. They're able to, you know, pressure the younger team, pressure them into making mistakes or, you know, stupid shots that you wouldn't normally take. And that's really big for how this game has gone. You know, because you see Edgewood are losing by 20, and that's definitely a reason why.
Allie Spear at the line. 6 points for Allie tonight. Lead is 19 for the Patriots. There is Michaela Miller guarded by Love. Drake guarded by Spear. And Spear is going to get called for the foul. As that will be the 3rd on Allie.
Spear, her 3rd.
Team 6, and again, we talked about the free throw situation earlier in the first half, and now Owen Valley 1 away from going to the line for the 1-and-1.
Yeah, but that's definitely different from last half, wherever in the first quarter you already had people are shooting 1-and-1s with 2 minutes left in the first quarter. So at least this half has been a lot less foul heavy and a lot more free-flowing play, which has definitely attributed to a better result for Owen Valley. But unfortunately for Edgewood, it doesn't really help them out because they're not really able to, you know, play as they go. They have to continually adjust to Owen Valley's system, whether it be an offense or defense, and they just haven't been too successful.
So Edgewood with it. Clark. Claire Sherfield back in the game for Edgewood. She wears number 12. As ball is loose. And it will be Owen Valley ball.
And you can tell maybe the Edgewood faithful are waiting for the guys' game, and the Owen Valley is waiting for this game, and so we'll kind of see how the guys' game goes and how in between, you know, people react to it.
Now the student's going to mess with Deja Drake, and she just buries a three and doesn't even give them a look as we end the third quarter. Owen Valley in control, 60-36 on Smithville Sports.
Whether you need an awesome wrap for your truck, a new look for your sports car, or simply some great window tinting, Van Horn has you covered. Need accessories like step bars, bug shields, or toolboxes? Or how about a neon clock for the garage or den? Van Horn can take care of it. With years of experience, Van Horn gives you the professional look with the quality you deserve. Stop by our shop in Ellettsville, the large building behind McDonald's, or give us a call at 812-876-2230. You can also visit our website at vanhorn1.com. Van Horn Tent and Accessories, the place for your custom vehicle needs.
We welcome you back to the Mustang Corral here at Edgewood High School as Owen Valley in control 60-36 as we get ready to start the fourth quarter. Glad you could join us for Edgewood Mustang basketball here on Smithville Sports. A reminder, the boys game will fall 20 minutes after this one. Well, Jeremy, we got to see Deja Drake. The Edgewood students were trying to count down the clock a little early, and what does she do? She just buries a three.
Yeah, and she didn't even react to him, which is something, pretty savage, I do have to say. It was pretty just kind of not what I would expect. If I did that, I'd look at them and, shrug my shoulders a little bit just because I dropped 30 against your team,
Deja Drake has 30 points as she got 14 in that third quarter. So she is going out in style against her arch rival the way she would love to do, as you only dream of, to just have a huge game, what potentially could be your last game. Now these two teams could meet in the sectional. Edgewood's probably hoping to avoid this. Owen Valley's thinking, oh yeah, we'd like to end their season again.
Yeah.
So it remains to be seen. The draw will be here in a couple weeks. Trista Helms can't score. Allie Spear with the rebound. She gets fouled. And Logan Richardson's going to be whistled for her fourth.
And it's always nice to have a good performance as a senior against a team that you for lack of better words, don't like too much, So it's always good to go out with a great game, and having an amazing game as Deja Drake's having is, a dream for any senior. And as well, all the other seniors, all the other players are definitely playing their part. They're not doing nothing, and they're having a good time out there as well. A lot of smiles on the Owen Valley side.
Trista Helms gets the rebound, and then kind of Deja Drake just standing down at the other end, going to score her 32nd point.
That looks like me playing pickup, where I end up just standing at the other end cherry picking because I get too tired. But, whatever works.
Yeah, whatever works, and it's working on all cylinders for Deja Drake with 32. Love gets her fourth point of the night. But again, Owen Valley in control. You mentioned the fact that these two teams don't really care for each other. It was Tom Anderson, the former Owen Valley coach, who also has been on both sides of this rivalry. We were down at an Edgewood Owen Valley girls game in Eastern Green in the middle school gym, and there wasn't a big crowd, but the two sides were just going back and forth. And he looked at me and he said, it's like the Hatfields and the McCoys. And you talk to any Edgewood Owen Valley fan, and they agree with you that this is what this rivalry is. Where the Bloomington schools are more of the city battle. Those kids are kind of friends. These two, it is the Hatfields and the McCoys. It's a great analogy for these two rivals.
Yeah, and you see across all sports, I love rivalries whenever they happen because they have an extra little pizzazz to them, an extra little flavor that really adds to the game and really makes it something special to watch and fun to watch.
As you just see, kind of Taylor Minnick was like, I'll just let you score there with Deja Drake now with 34 for Owen Valley.
As you see, just kind of a high 1-4 with a lot of picking going on, but the bigs really aren't doing anything. They're kind of switching and seeing who gets open, but with a play like that, you're really never going to get too many points because you're not finding anybody or getting open. You're just kind of throwing something up, and hopefully you get fouled. So definitely something to work on in the off season, and as they continue their season is just, you know, picking your shots, picking your passes, knowing where to move, knowing where to pick, and doing it efficiently. Because if you walk through the play, it'll be easy to guard.
Trista Helms at the line, the freshman. 4 points tonight as Logan Richardson has fouled out with 5 points. She misses that one, and it was a 2-shot situation, so she'll get one more. Again, has really grown, you know, has played really well throughout the season as she misses both. And Owen Valley in control. We've seen her in the last couple games. She's been able to block shots. She's able to alter shots. She gets rebounds. She's been able to evolve her offense inside. And that's a player I think Kurt Simick's got to be happy about. You look at a Carly Sherfield who's also been able to play a lot, you know, as a freshman. And you got Kara Clark contributing. Zoe Powell has also played some, so, and Claire Sherfield. So you got a lot of pieces still there as Love gonna fire the shot. It's no good, and Deja Drake there for the rebound.
And Shelby Henderson as well tonight, having a pretty good game with a few threes, being able to capitalize that maybe in the future.
Kristen Richardson is able to score, and now it's going to be a timeout as Kurt Simick wants a timeout with 5:15 to go. As you see the Edgewood bench again, the sectionals coming up. These two teams, again in the sectionals, it is Northview, South Vermilion, Brown County, Edgewood, West Vigo, and Owen Valley. So it is going to be a interesting sectional. You would think that Owen Valley is going to be the odds-on favorite to win the sectional. Owen Valley, through the years, has won 10 sectional championships. They won last year. Before that, 2014. Won 2 regionals in 94, 2009. Won the semi-state in 2009, and then got to the state, was a state runner-up, losing to Fort Wayne Elmhurst in 2009. 6 Western Indiana Conference championships, one of those coming last year. They won in 2001 and then won 4 straight from 2007 to 2010. Not going to win it this year. They lost to Cloverdale last week, so they will be playing in the 3rd place game in the crossover next week. On the other side, you got Northview 4-0, North Putnam 3-1, Greencastle and South Putt 2-2, and then Sullivan 1-3, West Vigo 0-4. So it's where you finish is who you play on the other side. So it's looking like Owen Valley, depending on results tonight, could be playing North Putnam or Greencastle. Taylor Minnick going to fire a 3. It's no good. Harrington, outlet to Drake, and here we go, one-on-one. Step back 3 for Drake. Short, rebounded by Anderson, bounce to Minnick. And then they're going to call Minnick for the travel, as it was right in front of us here, as Harrington kind of put her hands up to say, like, I didn't foul. So.
And I do have to say, it's always interesting in these situations because, you know, you're down by a lot, and you're probably not going to be able to come back. But, you know, what the coach says in the huddle during that timeout is you know, I've been in a few huddles that it's like that. And, you know, you just got to go out and you really just got to play hard. Because if you're not playing hard, then that's whenever it becomes not fun or anything. But if you're playing hard and you're still down by a lot, that makes it a lot better. If you're playing your toughest, playing your hardest, and it doesn't matter, you know, what that's like, then at least you can enjoy it and learn something from it instead of, you know, just playing, you know, halfway there and not really giving it your all.
Yeah, you don't want it. You definitely don't give up, and you don't give up in rivalry games if we're down to 4 minutes to go here in the 4th quarter. Drake not able to get the roll. Offensive rebound to Owen Valley. Harrington inside, Ferris off the glass, in and out. Helms with the rebound.
And definitely in this game, Edgewood could really probably work on their inside play. and really trying to improve that.
Love misses it. Harrington baseball pass to Drake. Drake finishes.
Basket by Drake.
And now this lead is at 29. So Edgewood, again, they got the weekend off. They will get ready next week for the crossover matchup. Those will be at the West Division sites as Harrington steals it. Has Miller. She's going to go one-on-one with Love and then back it up. And then look who's underneath for the easy bucket.
And that's what I was saying. You know, Edgewood can definitely work on that down low because you just can't leave people open like that because you're going to get scored on all day long if they can stand there, turn, and shoot. That's why you always got to be aware and vigilant and keep your head on a swivel. That's always an important thing in basketball.
Now, I've seen this before. I just added up. Deja Drake has 38. Edgewood has 39. And I remember when we had that Indian Creek game, I told you that I got to see a girl named Allie Lehman for Indian Creek who ended up being at Northern Illinois, and she outscored Edgewood 40-39, and we could be in that same situation.
I remember I was at a game, too, where someone from my high school, Taisha Harris, who ended up going to South Carolina, she outscored the other team in a sectional game or maybe even in a regional game. And it was incredible to see. I mean, because, you know, they just go off, and all of a sudden you're like, we didn't need a whole team out there. We just needed this one player.
Trista Helms gets both, 70-41. And Deja Drake remains in the game. Katie Wood, number 1. Emma Wesley, number 24. And there is Drake, and she now has 40 points.
I think she's trying to beat. I think she knows, and she's trying to beat Edgewood.
72-41.
And if I was her teammate, you know what? I wouldn't mind that.
And she deflects it out of bounds. You know, she's been a tremendous player. She's going to come out and get a big ovation from this Edgewood, or from this Owen Valley crowd, as Michaela Miller is in. And what a game for her. 40 points for Deja Drake.
That sounds like an average night for me out on the pickup floor. So, you know, maybe it's definitely something, though, to be proud about, especially against a rival. You know, this hasn't been necessarily the most competitive game, but it definitely has been a showcase of her talent and of how good Owen Valley is, and definitely a springboard for them as they go into the postseason.
Go into the postseason, get ready for sectional play, as, you know, looking to go back to the regionals for the second year in a row. Beat Benton Central in the semifinals of the regional, which is always, Benton Central is always a tough program historically, and then was losing to Danville at Danville in the regional championship. Harrington misses it, rebound, not able to get it to go, but she'll go to the line.
Harrington on the line for 2.
As we get ready to close this one up, as we get ready for that boys game, as Clark gets her second.
You know, you look at the Edgewood student section, you got the paint on the chest. ESPN's here over there, I guess, and they have a bunch of things I expect to come out of this game. A bunch of chants maybe prepared, a bunch of, you know, taunts ready to be said, and you know what else? You don't know what else is going to come out of it, so it'll be fun to watch.
As Abigail Harrington, another senior, is going to come out to a nice ovation from the Owen Valley crowd. As you talked about the taunts, they've got a couple of chants for each other that are not so nice. So I'm not going to repeat those, but they're definitely about ready. This is kind of the appetizer, and the main course is coming up with the boys' game. Is, you know, it's a great crowd.
Yeah, definitely it's been growing.
As inside, no good for Edgewood, and it will be or no good for Owen Valley. It'll be Edgewood ball. So as we have a minute left in this game, again, we'd like to thank our crew, all the hardworking women and men behind the scenes, as Shelby Anderson is able to score. as we appreciate everything they do. Michaela Miller misses it. Katie Wood loses it out of bounds, but it will be Owen Valley ball. We got Clemente Torrado, Ethan Tashida, Nate Alarcon on the cameras, Quinn Saturday doing the scores, Rob Ramsey, Nadir Noon, Catherine Jankowski, and Annette Bruner on the deck for us. And again, we thank everybody for all their hard work tonight and throughout the season. Owen Valley going to lock up second place in the WIC East. We'll play for third next week. Edgewood, unfortunately, in the cellar, and we'll play for 11th next week.
Yeah, and you know, with these two teams, they're at the opposite sides of the conference, so you don't really know how these games will be to them in their minds, because with some teams, you know, playing an easy game will hurt their, you know, overall swagger, because they could destroy them, but at the same time, you're not really getting that same competitiveness, or the game isn't as close as it normally is. But, you know, in difference, Owen Valley definitely, you know, showed their stuff tonight.
Owen Valley wins handily 74-43. As we look at the highlights, and it's this young lady leading the way, Deja Drake, 40 points for Drake tonight, but she gets a lot of help as well. But Drake, clearly the player on the floor, heading to Huntington University next year, an NAIA school in northern Indiana. But Edgewood doesn't give up. Kara Clark gets a bucket. You see the step back three from Drake. She did that all night long. Mallory Love gets 4 points for Edgewood. Shelby Anderson for the Mustangs. Owen Valley wins 74-43. For all the hardworking women and men behind the scenes, for Jeremy Nutter, I am Nick Jenkinson. Boys game coming up in about 20 minutes here on Smithville Sports.